Have you ever trusted someone almost immediately and later realized they never cared about you the same way? You believed their words, their promises, their kindness, and somehow you still got hurt. Not because you were weak, but because your heart always wanted to see good in people. Some people lock their hearts after one betrayal, but you still give people chances even after disappointment. And honestly, that can become emotionally exhausting because trusting people too easily is not just a habit. Sometimes it is a deep psychological pattern built from loneliness, hope, childhood experiences, or the fear of losing connection. And if this feels personal already, then this video is probably about you. There are people who can spend months testing someone before opening up, but others trust within days, sometimes within hours. They tell personal stories quickly, forgive red flags too easily, and believe words more than actions. Psychologists often call this high-trust personality behavior. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that highly trusting people usually believe the world is emotionally safer than it actually is. And strangely, many of them are not naive. They are emotionally open. That is the difference people rarely talk about. Because trusting too easily usually starts from one hidden belief. If I treat people kindly, they will treat me kindly too. But life does not always work like that. Some people protect your heart, others study your kindness and use it against you. One reason people trust too easily is emotional hunger. Not physical hunger, emotional hunger. The feeling of wanting connection so badly that even small attention feels meaningful. A simple "how are you?", a late night conversation, a little validation, and suddenly you feel attached. Because when someone feels emotionally unseen for a long time, their brain starts treating attention like safety, even fake attention. This is why lonely people often trust faster than careful people. Not because they are foolish, but because connection feels rare to them. Another reason is childhood conditioning. Many people grew up learning that love meant pleasing others, being the good kid, staying quiet, avoiding conflict, trusting authority figures without questioning them. Over time, their brain learned something dangerous. If I make people happy, I will be accepted. So as adults, they ignore warning signs just to keep relationships alive, even unhealthy ones. Psychologists call this people-pleasing behavior. And according to studies from the American Psychological Association, people pleasers are more likely to stay in emotionally harmful relationships longer than others, because losing connection feels more painful than losing peace. Some people trust too easily because they project their own heart onto others. This means they assume others think like them. If they would never lie, they struggle imagining someone else would. If they are loyal, they expect loyalty back. If they are genuine, they expect honesty naturally. But one painful truth about human behavior is this: good people often underestimate how manipulative others can be. Not because they are unintelligent, but because their brain searches for familiarity, and their own kindness becomes the reference point. Another hidden reason is fear of abandonment. Some people trust quickly because they are scared people will leave. So they overshare, attach fast, and emotionally invest too early. They think, if I become emotionally close quickly, maybe they will stay. But sadly, fast trust often creates deep disappointment. Because real trust is not built through intense moments. It is built through consistent behavior over time. Anyone can sound caring for a week. Character reveals itself slowly, very slowly. There is also something called halo effect in psychology. This happens when one good quality makes us assume everything else about a person is good too. For example, someone is attractive, confident, funny, or emotionally expressive, and suddenly your brain starts believing they must be trustworthy too, even without real proof. This is why emotionally intelligent manipulators can fool kind people very easily. They understand emotions, they say the right words, they mirror your pain, and they make you feel understood quickly. But understanding someone and caring about them are not always the same thing. That realization hurts many people deeply. Sometimes the people who trust too easily are actually very self-aware. They notice red flags, but they ignore them. Why? Because hope is emotionally addictive. The brain loves possibility. It keeps saying, maybe this time will be different. Maybe they did not mean it. Maybe they truly care. And hope can become dangerous when it repeatedly silences intuition. Your intuition usually whispers first, long before your heart breaks loudly. The saddest part is, people who trust too easily often blame themselves after betrayal. They say things like, "I'm too emotional. I'm stupid. I should never trust anyone again." But becoming cold is not healing. Becoming wiser is healing. There is a huge difference. You do not need to stop being kind. You just need stronger emotional boundaries. Trust should not be given based on words. It should be built through patterns. Watch how someone behaves when they are angry. Watch how they treat people with no status. Watch if their actions stay consistent over time. Real character appears in repeated behavior, not emotional moments. One healthy habit is learning to slow emotional attachment. Not every connection needs instant loyalty. Let people earn access to your inner world slowly. You can be warm without becoming emotionally unprotected. You can care deeply without ignoring your own safety. And honestly, some of the most beautiful people in this world are the ones who still trust after being hurt. That takes courage, but courage without boundaries becomes self-destruction. So maybe the goal is not becoming emotionally hard. Maybe the goal is becoming emotionally wise. Still kind, still genuine, still loving, but no longer blind to patterns. Because your heart deserves protection too. And if this video felt painfully relatable, maybe this is the moment you finally stop calling yourself too trusting and start calling yourself someone who simply needed better boundaries. Comment below. Have you ever trusted someone too quickly and regretted it later? And if this video made you feel understood, don't forget to like and subscribe for more psychology videos that feel personal, because sometimes understanding yourself changes everything.